we need to learn what is the connections in series. The connections in series, only one path for the current to flow in. So that means that the current will be the same over any resistance, which means that these are some resistance that are connected together in series, which means that the R1 and R2, R3, R4 are connected together in series. So the current will flow through them all. The same current will flow through R1, R2, R3, R4. That means that the current will equals the current that passes through R1 will equals to the current that passes through R2, etc. And the voltage. So that means that the current I1 will equals to I2 will equals to I3 will equals to I4 will equals to the I total, the total current in this circuit. The total resistance will equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. That means that in the series circuit, if we want to know the total resistance, that means that we need to do submission of all of the resistances. Then we have the voltage. The total voltage will equals the voltage that exists on the R1, voltage exists on R2, voltage exists on R3, and etc. That means that the total voltage, the voltage that comes out from the battery, will be divided over these four resistance. Okay, not equally, not in equal way. That means that the R1 will take a part, and R2 will take a part of the voltage, and R3 will take a part of the voltage. And in the series circuit, it not should be 4 resistance. It may be 5, 6, 7, etc. Okay. The connection in parallel. Sorry. The current has more than one path to flow in. So the current will be divided over these paths, which means that if we have these 4 resistance, for example, and these 4 resistance are connected together in parallel like this, okay, and these 4 resistances are connected to a battery. That means that the current will flow through. When the current flow through them, it will be divided over the 4 resistance, will be divided by the four resistance, which means that the total current will go, and then part of the current will go to R1, part of it will go to R2, etc. Which means that each resistance will take a part for itself from the current. That means that the total current will equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4, which means that the current will be divided over the four resistances, and the voltage will be the same over the 4 resistances, which means that the voltage will equals to V1 equals to V2, V3, V4, etc. The R total. To calculate the total resistance, we need to use this formula. This formula, or this equation, will equals to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3 plus 1 divided by R4, etc. If there is more than 4 resistance, we can plus 1 divided by R5, etc. Okay.